Hello. Um, it's another chess video. I hope everyone is well, and I just wanted to share this game that I just played. It's possibly the most intense games I've ever played, and I finished it and I was like, let's see what Stockfish says, because it's a very long game, and Stockfish was like, you're an absolute moron. You had 10 mistakes, 2 blunders, and 6 inaccuracies, which is actually a bit upsetting. Like, that hurt my feelings, Stockfish. But it's okay. Now I'm with the black pieces, and much like the last video against Benson, I play a Cairo Khan. All book moves so far, and I do this. Now, it just wants me to move the knight out, which is fair, but it's fine, it's still a great move. And this is the position we end up with. I'm winning by a little bit, but it's not too crazy. I push this forward, kick the bishop out, and then do a trade. Attacks the queen, I just move back. Pawn comes forward, I just castled, I ignored it. I was like, he can take me, I'll take back, and then I'll have this rook on the open file. That was plan. So there's that. It just pushed forward. I didn't anticipate it. I still moved my rook to the diagonal anyway. There's the first inaccuracy of the game, and now white's winning by a little bit. Knight comes in. I put the rook upwards to defend this pawn. Stockfish is saying I should have gone here, and I couldn't tell you why, but okay, sure thing. Pawn pushed, and I hit the center, which is the first mistake of the game. Knight takes back, and here's the first blunder of the game as well, because I took the hanging pawn and was like, well, if queen takes, then I take the bishop. But instead, like, what could have happened was this, and I would be down a piece, and I'd have to retreat. So I got lucky, because, wait, let's go back, because my opponent did indeed take the hanging knight with the queen, and then kicked the bishop out. I went this side because I liked controlling this square here, just making sure the king couldn't move, but it's another inaccuracy. And this, I have a question for you, right? In an endgame, what's winning? A singular rook, or a bishop and a knight? Well, we'll find out, because I traded a rook for 2 knights, and we have two rooks and a queen versus a bishop, a knight, a queen, and a rook. And the pawns are bad. My opponent has 1 extra pawn. That's the words that my mouth is trying to make. Queen moves over. I don't know why. Rook moves over because this pawn is now hanging. Pawn comes down to defend it. I push this forward. Rook comes over, and I just take. And since the rook took, I did a trade. And now this pawn is a pass pawn. And we'll see where we go. I move the queen over, and I was like, okay, here's the idea. Attack this, and while I'm here, I'll threaten mate as well. My opponent said, let's queen trade, which in my opinion, I saw that and I was like, that's a very good move. Very nice move. Because if I take, then I have 2 pawns coming down the line. And that's more difficult than 2 split pawns, you know? So what I did was I ignored it and I hid away. Like, if you want to trade, you're trading on my terms and you're ending up with the split pawns. My opponent does trade. It's another mistake. Stockfish, not a fan of this game at all. And the rook slides over to have defense as this pawn goes downwards. And as you can see, it's the bishop and knight versus the rook. Bishop slides up. The idea is, I don't know actually. I couldn't tell you what the idea is. Pawn slides down. Knight comes back, stopping this square here. Pawn comes down. Pawn goes up. Mistake, mistake, mistake. Best move. Let's go, gang. Let's go. This is my first time going through the game review as well, and I am enjoying myself, but also disappointed in the amount of mistakes. My accuracy was 65%, and that's not very good. My opponent makes another mistake. I'm winning by +3. Knight comes over. Pawn goes down. That pawn out of nowhere just flies into the game. Look out. And I'm going in. I'm ready for a 3v2. That's not the best. Oh, there's a bit of lag. And I'm in. Push the pawn. And my opponent clogged. My opponent clogged the position. And I'm chilling. Oh, a great move. Alright. Why? What's wrong with the other squares? I don't know. But I'm in. Rook back up. Check. Damn. Opponent covers the pawn. They get a great move. And I'm in. I'm like, your pawn is hanging, dumbass. And they defend it with a rook. And it's completely even. Oh my gosh. This pawn comes forward. The rook comes down. I fly back. King comes up. My king goes up. Rook flies away and I'm like, the pawn is hanging, dumbass. The rook flies back and I take another pawn because I'm a greedy son of a bitch. And it's a blunder. Why is it a blunder? Because rook F. Wait. Where's F at? Oh, F7's down here. There. Because rook F7 goes wacky wacky. And then I'm in a bit of trouble. But my opponent makes a mistake right back at me. And I make another mistake. And it's even again because they have the opportunity. Oh, my guy just had to go 2 squares down. 2 squares down, all he needed. And I've got the fork. And another blunder. Oh, the thought process is he would defend the pawn with the rook and everything's safe. But it's a blunder. Because now I just cover. And that is exactly what I do. Great move G4 is. The pawn pushes, but I don't care because this square is defended 2 different ways. And I push, and I'm going crazy, and the rook's coming back. The rook's like, let's go. I'm pushing. Rook comes over. It defends the square. And I move my king. My thought process is, get the king up in here. Obviously, it's not jumping like a knight, but we know where it wants to go. And then I can get all the way up to here. Wait, no, the fuck, I can't. What am I on? Then I can take. Oh, crazy. And my opponent sees that, and they were like, no, no, your king stay back. Knight jumps in with a fork. Oh my golly. rook comes over attacking the knight, and I make a mistake. That's right. I was like, if I do this, you can take my knight, and I'll make a queen. Oh my. Stockfish saying, make a knight. No. What is Stockfish telling me to make? Because it says mate in 4. A rook? No. I'm so lost. Stockfish, what's wrong? Why is that mate? You're not telling me to make a bishop, are you? What? What? No. What? I'm so confused. How does it go from mate in 4? I'm not supposed to make something? What am I doing? What do I do then? Do I fly up here? No, that's completely... What's the best move, Stockfish? Tell me. Mate in 4 is G1 makes a queen, because after take, then this gets a queen instead. Then here, there, and that. Okay, sure, fair enough. I'm just mildly stupid. But obviously my opponent just goes, ugh. And I'm like, well shit, I just hung a full pawn. I had 2 things going to make a queen and I hung one of them. They take, and my knight's going on a mission now. My knight is getting up in there. King flies back. And here, they gave me the queen. They straight up hung it. And there would have been a free rook too. But better yet, there's mate in 2. 1, 2. That's not mate in 2. What am I saying? Where's mate? Which one's mate in 2? This? That. But instead, because I didn't think my opponent would be so stupid, I wasn't paying attention. And I checked. And they took. And then I was like, wait a minute. Queen! They checked, I moved up, and they resigned. Craziest game of chess I've ever played. Potentially. A good knight and bishop versus rook battle, but in the end, after about 5 million blunders in this game because we're 900 elo, it's a GG. And I pulled off the win against my Canadian friend. I hope everyone enjoyed that video. Ciao, motherfucker.